Hey everybody, today I am going to give my opinion on electric bikes. That includes Surons, pedal bikes, e-assist, motors with the throttle, like the rad power. I'm going to give my opinion on e-bikes on the trails and what I think overall of e-bike culture. To prove I'm not a hater, I have my e-bike here. It's an Intense 951. It's a lot like the Intense Taser. It's got the Shimano 7000 series motor, so it's not the most powerful motor, but it's fun. I ride it sometimes. My wife likes to ride it sometimes. I prefer regular bikes. I used to be really chill with e-bikes, and then online, my brain kind of got fried with people referring to bikes as acoustic bikes or analog bikes and e-bikes just being a bike. I like e-bikes. I think they belong on most trails. They don't belong on every trail. Just like every trail, a bike doesn't belong on every trail. Sometimes trails are so busy with hikers that bikes add a safety risk to the trail. If there's a hiker every 20 feet, that trail is getting used a ton. There should not be a bike on that trail going, 15, 20 miles an hour. It's a safety issue. And the same thing kind of goes for e-bikes. So you think, if you have a hiker and they're hiking, for an hour, they'll cover like 3 miles. If you have a biker on that same trail for an hour, they'll cover 6 to 8 miles, depending on how fast they are. If you have an e-biker on that trail, they'll cover almost double that. They'll go over 10 miles. If you have a motorcycle on that trail, they'll cover 20 miles. So what I'm trying to explain is trail congestion. So an e-bike is equal to about 3 hikers. So if you have to come across one hiker on the trail, they're going back and forth on that same mile, you would be coming across that e-biker 3 times. So one e-biker is equal to about 3 hikers on a trail. One mountain biker is equal to about 2 hikers on the trail. So very busy trails should not have bikes on them. And busy trails should probably not allow e-bikes on the trails, because with too many riders, it's a safety issue. People can literally die. They get in the hospital. They get ran into. So some trails, e-bikes might not be good for it. Other trails, e-bikes are a great option. Last week, I biked up to the peak of Ben Lomond. And this is the other thing. I think e-bikes, I saw one e-bike up there, and I saw a dozen electric, like Suron type e-bikes. Well, maybe not a dozen. I at least saw 7 Suron type electric motorcycles, and they're legal to go up there. The sad thing is on that last busy day, it was the middle of the week, but I only saw one other real pedal bike going up that trail. And I have to fix bikes to make money. I didn't choose to get into the bike repair to fix electric bikes. I fix a lot of entry level, the electric bikes like Rad Power with the hub motor. I'd say almost 20% of my service that I do is just changing flat tires on those types of electric bikes. And I like to provide for my family. I'm not a hater on them, but they aren't my passion. My passion is, if I could go biking and just go uphill and be able to go uphill an extra 10 minutes versus just pedaling downhill, I would spend more time going uphill. My passion is biking up a mountain. And I have no desire to have an electric assist me to bike up the mountain. That is what I like to do. These two things are very similar. It's like pickleball and tennis, or softball and baseball. E-bikes, they're very similar to regular bikes, but the skill level is not as high. And people don't like saying that. You can ride an e-bike at the skill level of a traditional mountain biker, but that is not what most people use e-bikes for. When I was 20, I had some health problems, and I weighed like 20, 30 pounds heavier than I weigh now, which on a short guy is quite a bit of weight. And I loved mountain biking. I loved doing all that. Try to go mountain biking. I wasn't in shape enough to enjoy mountain biking. So what I did that summer is I got into hiking and trail running. I lost all my weight. And then that fall, I signed up for the mountain bike class at my university. And I was in good enough shape then to enjoy the sport. So there's a lot of physical rigor, physical stamina that goes into being able to mountain bike, especially in Utah, where the average trail you're going to climb at least 1,000 feet elevation. So it's really steep out here, and you got to be in pretty good shape. An e-bike kind of levels the playing field. Like if you're tennis and pickleball they're both cardio sports, but tennis, you're running across the entire court. You're putting in a lot more endurance for the sport, but they're both similar. And I think the problem is us cyclists, imagine if someone who played pickleball went to the tennis court and was like, well, this is just the same thing. You just don't like, I kind of lose my mind when an e-biker is like, it's just like full suspension. Your bikes are going to go obsolete. Everyone will be riding an e-bike. It's like, not everyone's going to be playing pickleball. Some people like to play tennis. Not everyone's going to play softball with a big, huge ball. Some people want to play baseball. Us cyclists, we're not going away. I think we can play nice. I like working on bikes. I even like riding the e-bike sometimes when I'm tired and I want to go on a family ride. I take the e-bike, I tow my son on it. I use the towee to tow my daughter, and it's a fun thing, but it's not really cycling. It's kind of in between. And you think about the Specialized Levo and the Avinox motors, the class system e-bikes use is basically pointless now. You have software upgrades. So they say, well, class 1s can be allowed on any trail. And it's like, you can't even tell a class 1. Like a few weeks ago, I had a guy, he ordered a bike in from China. It had a 72 watt motor. It went literally 70 miles an hour. I got it up to 40 miles an hour. The stickers on the frame said 750 watt class 1. So some of these manufacturers don't have scruples. They're just flat out lying so that the police officer, when he pulls you over, oh, this is 750 watt. Yeah, you're good to go. You can't expect law enforcement to be able to tell the difference between a class 1 and a class 3. I don't even think it's reasonable to expect the average law enforcement to be able to tell the difference between an electric bike and an electric motorcycle like a Suron. But yeah, class systems. You can software hack. I bet you could even software hack the Shimano one to go faster than it should be, and you might fry the motor out because it's not made to handle that. But e-bikes, they're continuing to grow, and every year I see less and less mountain bikers on the trails, unfortunately, and I see more e-bikers, and it's understandable, and I'm all for it. I think e-bikes are a great invention. I like working on them. I like servicing them. I like that people are getting out and enjoying the outdoors. But just the cyclist, the mountain biker in me, I have a little gripe getting told I'm an acoustic bike. And sometimes people will be like, I get the exact same workout per mile. My heart rate is the same. I'm like, no, there's no way. There's no way. Maybe there is, but I just don't see how It's the exact same. You have a motor. It's like, it's a motorcycle, right? It has a motor in it. We talk about the motors. This has the Shimano E-Step 700 motor. But then as soon as you say, well, it's a motorcycle, they're like, no, it's an e-bike. Sure, bud, sure. Yeah. E-bikes, what else do I have to say about them? I think they're gonna continue to grow in popularity, but I think the days of the pedal assist e-bike are probably gonna come to an end because the Surons are just so much funner. You can rev it up. This is basically just a regulation thing. So yeah, the Surons are a lot funner to ride without the crank and the pedals, and it's just a quiet motorcycle that is easily maneuverable. So we'll see what happens with e-bikes. I'll continue to work on them, fix them. I think I'm gonna do a video about budget e-bikes and which e-bike brands under $2,000 are worth buying. Because I see so many customers, they buy some random brand off eBay or Amazon, or they buy it from an ad, and the controller goes out and they're completely out of luck. They're like, the guy who sold it's not answering my phone calls, blah, blah, blah. And every year I see multiple customers spend $1,000 to $3,000 on a bike, and it basically becomes a lead weight. They're unrepairable. So there is some brands, some direct-to-consumer brands, some brands that you can even buy in bike shops like Aventon that are good to buy in that price range. Yeah, so e-bikes. This is one take. I'm just ranting. I'll probably do like a better in-detail video about this, but this is just my thoughts working on them. I like that people ride them. My parents have 3 e-bikes. I'm not an e-bike hater. I just hate it when people say it's just like a regular bike. It's a different sport. It's a different thing, and I hope it continues to grow, and I hope people continue to enjoy e-bikes. But for me personally, I like pedaling from my own power. I like going up to that mountain peak, looking down at my house, saying to myself, I made it up here. I made it up here. I'm sweaty, I'm tired, I'm sore, and I made it up here all by myself. That being said, I've gone on e-bike, mountain bike rides, and you get a little bit more of an upper body workout because of the extra weight and how fast you can go uphill. I can still get sore after an e-bike ride, I'll give it that, but it's just different. It's like playing a pickleball game versus playing a tennis, and I'm not good at either one of those, but I think that metaphor I came up with is a pretty good one. So yeah, e-bikes. Tell me what e-bikes you guys have in the comments. Subscribe. This is my 6th video, so I'm just trying to figure out what works. And have a good day, everybody.